The calendar is officially flipped to April, and you know what that means. At the end of this month, it's the 2023 NFL Draft coming your way on April 27th, the final Thursday of April. So with that, we're talking Niners Draft today. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. It's the San Francisco 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr. On the docket for today's show, going to react to ESPN's 7-round Niners mock draft from Jordan Reid to see a couple of the players who could be making their way to the Bay Area. And speaking of the draft, these are some of the best draft hats that I've seen over the last couple of years. Some of them haven't been all that great. I think this one's really fresh. They are available and live right now by plugging in that link. Also on the community tab of our YouTube channel, chatsports.com/49ers draft hats. We'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video. They have the dad hat style, but also the flat brim. Couple of different style choices for the faithful. This is why you subscribe as well. We're really going to start to increase our draft coverage here on the channel. We'll do some prospect breakdowns, all that stuff, mock drafts as well, like we always do. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Let's first begin by taking a look at the Niners draft picks here in the 2023 draft. It all kicks off in round 3 for San Francisco. 99 overall, that's a compensatory pick. So too are their other third-round picks at 101, 102. They have a fifth-round pick at 155 overall from the Miami Dolphins. Couple of fifth-round picks, 164, 173. Those two compensatory picks as San Francisco has been aggressive and smart in that area. And then the last 5 picks that the Niners have at their disposal. Round 6, 216, compensatory pick. Round 7, 222, that's from DJ Jones signing with the Denver Broncos. Round 7, 247, 253, 255, the latter two compensatory picks. So let's go back now to pick number 99, San Francisco on the board, and Jordan Reid, ESPN draft expert alongside Todd McShay and Mel Kiper, has the cornerback. Long and lanky Jalen Jones out of Texas A&M heading to San Francisco. Here's Reid's prospect breakdown and the reasoning behind the selection. Some people might get flashes of Richard Sherman here because of his length. The 49ers are long corners on the outside. Reid said Jones is exactly that. 6'2", 200 pounds. He would thrive in a zone scheme that sprinkles in man coverage principles. A big reason for why he would thrive in a zone scheme mixed with man principles. Not the fastest dude with the 4.57 40-yard dash, but that's okay because he does give you that size and physicality at 6'2", 200. Pro Football Focus grade with the Aggies last year of 72.3. That's pretty solid. Overall Pro Football Focus grade of 71.5 to go along with 2 pass breakups, no interceptions. That's the insight on Jones, the prospect. With that, a lot of really good players in this draft class, like there are always every single year. But who is your favorite NFL draft prospect? Doesn't even have to be a Niners target, just your favorite player in this 2023 class. Drop me a name down in the comment section. We know that the 49ers have a need at cornerback. We know they have a bigger need at offensive tackle. And could Nick Saldiveri out of Old Dominion, the football powerhouse, be the Niners' future right tackle? Pretty solid player here. Here's what Reid had to say about him. Then we'll take a look at some numbers. Right tackle is a weak point for the Niners, with Mike McGlinchey having signed a high-price deal with the Denver Broncos. 6'6", 318 pounds is Saldiveri. Has the potential to step in and fill that void over time. What's cool about him, used to be a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. Really good size, and that is good right tackle size. At 6'6", 318 pounds, pretty good footwork, solid speed, 5.21 40-yard dash, really athletic in the screen game. You know what that means? In Kyle Shanahan's outside zone scheme, in which a lot of these offensive linemen, in particular, a lot of tackles, get out in space on those pull blocks to get to that second and third level. Saldiveri would be a scheme fit. He has a really, really high football IQ. We're talking about a smart player here. Kyle Shanahan obviously likes that because there would be a learning curve for him to play in year 1 to beat out a Colton McKivitz or beat out a Matthew Pryor. Easy lateral slide. So out of his pass sets, he does move pretty well. To a player who I really like here, going to the Niners once again with that latter third-round pick, Devon Achane. And what do you know? It's another third-round running back for Kyle Shanahan for the third consecutive year. 2 years ago, Trey Sermon. Last year, Ty Davis-Price. Could it be Devon Achane this year? I love the player. I love him as a scheme fit. You have question marks with Elijah Mitchell and his injuries. I personally think that Jordan Davis should get a lot of carries this year. You don't have a need for Achane. But if he's on the board, could you go best player available? Last year in 10 games, also with the Aggies, 196 carries, 1,100 yards, 5.5 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns as well. He is not a Darren Sproles comp, but athletically, he does compare a little bit to Darren Sproles, but is a much faster player, and I have some pro comps that I'm going to talk about here in a second. Achane and Darren Sproles, these are the relative athletic scores. This is on a scale of 1 to 10, judging their athleticism here, okay? So it's a little bit nerdy, but it gives you some insight as to how he stacks up. Anytime you see green, that's really, really good. That means that they're in the upper echelon of those athletic categories. Now, 5'8", 188, not massive size. When Darren Sproles was coming out of Kansas State, he was 5'6", 187. So from a height-weight standpoint, that's where the comparison is. For Darren Sproles at that height to put up 23 reps of 225 pounds on the bench press, that's just ridiculous. Speed-wise, though, this is where Achane separates himself not just from Sproles, but the other backs in this class. A ridiculous 4.32 40-yard dash. So his speed is elite. The short area quickness also really good. That's when you look at the 20-yard split and the 10-yard split. You also take a peek at the top 40-yard dashes for all running backs at the NFL Scouting Combine back a few weeks ago. Devon Achane, number 1, 4.32. Right ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs, who's probably a first fringe, second-round type of player. All the way down on that list, you see a couple of really good backs, Chase Brown, Bijan Robinson, Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA, maybe some California homies, certainly familiar with him, and Tank Bigsby, the fastest running backs from the NFL Scouting Combine. And because Achane is a 4.32 guy, he's like a version of Chris Johnson and Jamal Charles. It's that pull-away speed like you often saw with Raheem Mostert, where these guys have an ability to just hit that different gear when they get to that second and third level and they start dusting any of the defenders who are trying to track them down. So from a speed element standpoint, think Chris Johnson and Jamal Charles with a little bit of a build, height, and weight like Darren Sproles, although Achane a little bit taller. Will the Niners go running back in round 3 again? I know some people are going to be fired up here. RB for yes, no RB for no. Let's round out, go in rapid-fire fashion here with a couple of picks that I happen to like. Daniel Scott out of Cal. NorCal guy, of course, going to Cal, playing for the Bears. He's maybe going to go later in this draft because he's not a freak athlete, really smart football player. Niners obviously have a need at safety because Deshaun Gibson might only have one more year left. San Francisco always likes to build its roster along the defensive line. How about another edge rusher? DJ Johnson. You start to mold a guy who's a little bit twitchy, good production there at Oregon. In moments can really impress you. We're going to spend some more time on Payne Durham, but at some point, in my opinion, San Francisco has to start planning ahead and get a George Kittle replacement for 2-3 years down the road. Ventrell Miller, linebacker out of Florida. Really good athlete. San Francisco always loves these freaky, fast linebackers. Some of them are positional switches. They like to get guys who are running backs, maybe cornerbacks, and then they play a little bit of linebacker late in their college careers. Ventrell Miller, really, really good speed. Sidy, offensive tackle, Eastern Michigan, another player who fulfills a need for the Niners on that offensive line. For Payne Durham, keep in mind here that Purdue, they don't air it out, air raid style like a couple of other offenses in college football, but still pretty solid production. He's big, pretty athletic, solid in the blocking game, 56 catches, 560 yards, 8 touchdowns, 10 yards per catch with the Boilermakers last year. Another reminder to subscribe to the show. We're going to continue to give you the best draft content when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers. It's a big reason why we're approaching 100,000 subscribers. Andrei Iosivas out of Princeton, the wide receiver going to the Niners late in the draft here. My dad went to Brown, Ivy League smarts. I don't have him, clearly, but Iosivas does. You get the joke? Lance Boykin, Coastal Carolina, another cornerback here. We like the Niners. We know the Niners like to take shots on corners late in the draft to see what type of players they can be. And Elijah Higgins, the wide receiver tight end out of Stanford. Obviously, because he could play a couple of those positions, he's a little bit of a tweener, maybe not big enough yet to play tight end, but at some point he can certainly thrive at that position and maybe line up in the slot too and play a little bit of wideout. So great ESPN 7-round mock. A lot of good players heading to the Niners here. It's early in the draft process. We're going to continue to pump out this draft content. A, B, C, D, or F. Appreciate y'all for watching.